He's a music director, show choreographer, and his name is Dale the Group. Hey fellas, I want y'all both to say hello to Lima. Hey fellas. Are y'all ready to go home? I can't hear you. Are y'all ready to go home? Can we stay here all night long? All night long? Well, come on. You broke my heart. You broke my heart. But I love you, baby. And I love you, mama. You are my girl. Looking for my computer. You know I've been searching for someone who can tell that special love to me. Could it be your face I see? Somebody from you something. You must have some love.
What up, Pokey? What it do? What up, Bud? What it do? Tap in, tap in. You did.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm all confused this evening. I don't know what the party is. Now let me see here. Is the party over here? Or maybe the party's over here. Perhaps it's over here. Over there. Over here. Over here. Over there. Over there. Over here. Over here. Over here. Over here. Over here. I believe that the party is over there. Come on, Adam. I want you to make some noise. Come on. Say yo, yo, yo. Say yo, 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 yo. Say ooh la la, ooh la la. Ooh la la, ooh la la. Wait a minute. Y'all trying to trick me. It ain't no party over here. Sit down. You don't want a party. Y'all trying to trick me. I'm going where the real party's at. Goodbye. Ain't this where the real party's at? Ain't this where the real party's at? Well, everybody sing along. Come on. Say yeah, yeah, yeah. Say yeah, yeah, yeah. Say ooh, yeah. No. Y'all sound like a bunch of school teachers. Y'all don't want a party. You can't make this stay over here. No way. No. Goodbye. Ain't this where the party's at? Well, everybody come on and sing along. Say yeah, yeah, yeah. Say yeah, yeah, yeah. Say ooh, yeah. Shake your booty, shake your booty. Shake your booty, shake your booty. Shake your booty, shake your booty now. Now somebody. Hey ladies, let me tell you why. Ooh, I can't live my life without you. Oh, baby. Come on, baby. Every time I see you walking by, I get a feel. You don't know the speed like you. I must make you understand. I wanna be your man. Yeah. Gonna wait till the midnight hour. That's when the game is down. Gonna wait till the midnight hour. That's when there's no yes, yeah. I'm gonna take you, girl, and go you. Get through all the night, I told you it's a midnight. All the midnight hour. That's right, baby. Oh, all the midnight. All right. Everybody, come on, do it with me. Come on, put your hands together. That's right, come on, Sean. Good God. This is the part of the song where the horns take the throne. Take your train to the heart. Hey, come on. Minutes. Let's talk about that man in your life, that first man that you would give any and everything for. The man that became a fantasy, who used to wake up and think about and go to sleep and think about, dream about, want to touch. Let's talk about the first time he asked you to go out. You know you couldn't wait for the man to ask to take you out. So he took you to a movie, or to a theater, or maybe he took you on a trip, maybe he took you to dinner. Then after all that was through, it's time to go home and get down to that funky stuff. So, he asks you, your place or mine. You say, my place. Because there you can go home and do some of the things you have never done before. Because tonight is experiment night. So you go home. You can't wait to get to the door. You're taking off your clothes when you get in. Can't wait to get in. So you talk a little while, maybe you drink a little champagne, a little wine. Finally, it's time to go to bed. Nice big bed, king size bed. So you make love for 2 or 3 hours, short stuff. Wasn't a long time, but it was good. It was all right. When you finish, you take a shower together. And then he tells you, I will call you, pick you up, and we'll do this again tonight. Let me put on my clothes. You wouldn't want to see my clothes come down now, would you? So he tells you, I'll call you at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, you sit by the phone, polishing your fingernails. All of a sudden, there's no phone call. 3 o'clock, he still hasn't called. 6 o'clock, no call. It's now 9 o'clock, still no call. So you say, that dirty bastard. So you see him out maybe a week or two and he's with another woman. You tell your girlfriend, there's that son. But you know deep down in your heart that you really like this man. Because more than the sex, he took something from your heart because you trusted him. And it kind of broke your heart. Ladies, can you relate to me so far? This doesn't just happen to women. This happens to men too. Am I right, fellas? Wait a minute, fellas. I know. I said, am I right, fellas? Let me tell you another short story. What happened to me? I met this lady once. I mean, she looked so good, everything on her you could eat. I mean, everything. Toes and everything. Taste me, baby. Anyway, that's why I'm hearing things. Anyway, she used to make noises like that. But seriously speaking, I met this woman, and I was determined when I saw her, I was going to get the stuff. Rick James always gets the stuff. I don't know about none of you other fellas, but the RJ get the stuff. So, this woman, she kind of had her own thing going for her. She's a Korean girl. She told me, she said, Rick, I know what you want, but in order for you to get this jewel, I would like to go to Paris, France. I said, what? She said, take me to Paris and let's do it right. So I rented me a private plane very quickly with champagne. I mean, I took her to Paris. I was speaking French to get this stuff. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Ou majement, vous êtes touché les femmes? Ah, vous êtes touché les femmes. Comment c'est va, madame? I'm talking French. I want this stuff. The last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get this stuff. So we had a beautiful night out. We went to the Champs-Élysées, walked on the streets in the rain, all that good stuff. Finally, it's time to go home. We go back to the hotel, and we got a fireplace, champagne, Mary Jane. And other assorted things. Finally, it's that time. Big brass bed, we take the champagne with us, popping the corks. Finally, I got the stuff. 6 days days I got the stuff. I spent 3 days just tasting every part of the girl. What I'm saying is there was something special about this girl. I don't just meet a woman, just take her to Paris. When we got back to the States, I called this female. She had went away to Italy with another man. Broke my heart. So I sat around and I thought about all the women's hearts I had broken over the years. Quite a few. I didn't feel good about myself. And I didn't feel good about the way I treated women. So I promised always to give a woman the amount of respect that I would give myself. And I promised to apologize to women who abused me. So I sat at my piano one day, and I couldn't really think of what to write. So I thought of the two things that possessed me to do all these things. One was fire, and one was desire. Love. And leave there. That's what I used to do. Use and abuse there. Then I laid eyes on you. It was time before pleasure. That was my claim to fame. With every measure, baby. Taste the teardrops there. I was cold and ice. Don't you know, woman, was it very, 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 you know, sugar. Then I kissed your lips, you drank all my. Baby, there's so much love to do. Took me a little higher, made me a little again. You turned on. Then you burned me up, put me in your flame. Fire and desire, and we're both the same. Oh. You know, Stone City Band, make it cha-cha. You know, baby, you know, man, you can't be shy with a woman. You got to know what to do with it. You got to know how to relax with a lady. You got kiss a lady's toe. You got to slowly remove her pantyhose. You got to kiss her there. Yeah. You got to kiss her there.
Talk to him, Rick. Hey, man.
Then you gently move down. Get a woman, give her what she wants, when she wants it, how she wants it.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Tap in, tap in, tap in, tap in.
You know?
Hey, glad to see everybody coming in.
Why don't you show them how you can make it eat?
Tonight we're gonna be talking about flight attendants. Got the lovely Nina Long in. She's gonna give us a good interview and talk about the life of a flight attendant and things they endure and they go through out here, you know what I mean, in their time. Also go get into deeper discussions about, you know, the lifestyle of a flight attendant. It's a very, 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 very luxurious lifestyle. You know, if you ask me, you know, you can fly around and, you know what I'm saying, go coast to coast, go all over the world. It's a beautiful thing, beautiful thing. Right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring in Miss Nina Long.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
How's everything going?
Everything is going pretty good. Today was a work day, but I didn't get called out. So
Okay. I'm glad you didn't have to go out the country though. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you could be in the nation. Yeah, I want to start it off like, you know, I always see you on social media, man, having a good time, enjoying life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like where you coming from? Like, you know, like give us some background about yourself, and you know your earlier stages in life leading up to now is where we're gonna start from.
Okay, so I'm originally from Atlanta. I currently reside in Minnesota, which is a big change.
Yeah,
And
get cold in Minnesota.
Oh my God, cold is an understatement. You know, we wear boots because we need them. Y'all wear boots for fashion. So I mean, you know, I'm telling the truth. So
I'm guilty.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely guilty of that. You know what I'm saying? I love the winter time. That's when I can put on my best outfits. You know what I'm saying? I got all kinds of sweaters and long coats, trench coats, and stuff like that. So it's a beautiful thing to me when the winter hits.
You only love the winter time because you have not experienced our winters.
Granted, you're right, not Minnesota, but I was in Chicago and Michigan. I was in Michigan recently last year for about 6 months. I was out there in Battle Creek, and I was out there in Battle Creek in Detroit and Lansing, and so it definitely got like, you know, like 3-4 feet high of snow. You know what I'm saying? Like it definitely got up there, like to the point where it was, you know, unreal. And I think that people underestimate it because sometimes in Chicago, it might be looking cold, but it's not that cold. And like in Michigan, it's that cold. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure that, you know, it's a difference. It's a difference in cities and states, I must admit.
It's definitely a difference. I always tell people until you have driven in the snow, you are not a professional driver yet.
Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? I learned some things out there when I was out there in Michigan. Like You know, they put salt all on the highways and stuff like that. Like they got constant working movement going on to make sure people get a safe ride. Because I mean, the potholes was pretty messed up out there, like on the interstate and the highways and stuff. They had a lot of issues, like as far as just potholes. Like you would think with all that money they got, you know, from the marijuana dispensaries and all that kind of stuff, billions of dollars, like they would at least upgrade. You got all that tax-free money, allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, at least fix the highways up so you know what I'm saying, you can have a decent ride. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's, you know what I'm saying, but like definitely, I was invited to go out to this. I think it was like up there by I mean, it was in Minnesota, but it was near Canada though. Like
Okay.
yeah, like I'm trying to think of the name of this town. It was like an Indian name or whatnot, but you know, it was just too close to the border and things like that. I didn't want to be out there out of place. You know what I'm saying? I looked up like the crime report out there, and it had like only white people and Indians, and I'm like, I don't want to go out there. You know what I'm saying? They don't find me no more. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, then they had a casino called the Seven Klansmen. So I said, hell, nah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want none of that.
That would have took me out right there.
Yeah, that was enough. That was enough. So you came up in Atlanta, like, so you came up in. I'm you know what I'm saying? You don't know if you want to give out your age, your birthday, or whatnot. So let's go with you. You came up in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? 80s,
yeah,
90s.
I
you know what I'm saying?
Raised in Atlanta. When I graduated from high school, I had really good grades. I could have went to college right away, but I lived in a strict household. I come from a Muslim strict household, and like I couldn't watch rated R movies till I was 18. I mean, I couldn't go out to clubs. I mean, I just lived a very strict life. So I thought about being a flight attendant then, but then I was thinking like, I'm gonna be gone for a couple of days, and then I'm gonna have to come back home. But then if I sign up for the military, then I can be gone, you know, for a while. So I chose the military over being a flight attendant at that time. So I joined the United States Navy because all in all, I really wanted to travel. That was the main thing.
That was the main thing.
Exactly. My parents, well, I'll say my mother. My dad was more lenient. My mother was really against it. I signed the papers and then I told her. But then, you know, later on, she kind of warmed up to it. I did the military for 4 years. I was stationed over in Japan. When I got out the military, you know, people have the stigma, you know, it's a stigma placed on military people that you're automatically going to get this job, you know, this great job when you get out. And that didn't happen for me. So I was kind of like job to job, you know, one side.
Well, you know, when you got the complexion for the connection, you know what I'm saying? Things can work better for other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it was plenty of places that wanted to do it, but they you know, things get so, you know, out of control. I can relate to you because, you know, I was raised in Atlanta too, but I come from the South. So like, you know, like Southwest Georgia and stuff like that. So it was like, you know, when I went out the house as a child, I seen dirt roads, ponds, lakes, deers, snakes, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, pine trees, cotton fields, cornfields, like everything you can imagine. Or everything that was on Color Purple times 10, you know what I'm saying? Like all that juice and everything, like, you know what I'm saying? Like all that stuff I came up around for real as a youngster. But see, it's like when you turn on the TV, you see everybody living their best life. So it's like you walk outside and see number trees and a dirt road. It's like, you know what I'm saying? All you can do is look up at the sky and be like, you know, it got to be something else more out there for me, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's how like that was my journey. And plus my mom was she was into traveling also, so I kind of started like she would drive like from Georgia to California and things like that. And so often, and so I always, you know what I'm saying, get a taste of other cities and states and stuff like that, you know, during our trips and all that kind of stuff, you know. So I definitely can relate to you on that. It's like, you know, in the South, it's like, you know, if you don't get into a vision out of the South, you know what I'm saying, you'll get stuck in it. And, you know, you can tell who been here and never left. You know what I'm saying?
That's very true. So back to the military story. So I got out job to job. I worked at a TV station. I even worked at McDonald's drive-through, you know, something I thought I would never do. And so that year passed and Norwegian Cruise Lines was hiring. So I'm like, you know what? I'll take it. You know, didn't have any children at the time. So they made me get my passport because I didn't need it in the military. They made me get my passport because originally I was supposed to be working over in Germany, but then I ended up over in Hawaii. So I was working for Norwegian Cruise Lines over in Hawaii. So I did that contract, came back, went to college, and that's another thing. A lot of times I know it's maybe a little off subject, you know, we try things, you know, because we don't know our purpose in life. I knew that I wanted to go to college, but I didn't know what I wanted to go to college for. So I just immediately jumped into medical assistant, got my degree. I never even utilized that degree, just sitting on a degree, you know, and then I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a job in that field. So I went back to the cruise lines. Then I started with the airline industry. I started with Air Trans. I don't know if you remember Air Trans. You know,
yeah, I remember Air Trans. I remember them back in the day. I hadn't seen one in a while, but I definitely remember a short period of time. Like, what was that? Maybe like, I want to say maybe between like 94, 98, somewhere around that time.
No. You make me old if it was around that time. It was around well, I don't know when they came into existence.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I remember seeing them, like when I go to certain places, I remember seeing that, you know, that logo, that Air Trans and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, well, 2008 is when I started working for them. Okay. And my father had worked for the airlines my whole entire life. That was another thing. Sometimes, you know, what you see your parents doing that can kind of like you can kind of fall into something that your parents were already doing. So my father was working for some company named Eastern. Eastern went out of business, and then he started with ValueJet. ValueJet turned into Air Trans, and then Air Trans.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, because I remember JetBlue, and that's where I remember seeing that on the same like line as Air Trans and all that kind of stuff. You had JetBlue, ValueJet,
ValueJet,
yeah, and all that kind of stuff. Because you remember JetBlue had got a real bad, you know, name back in the day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for that thing that happened in the Florida Amazon. Where like that was something that, you know, people will never forget. And a lot of people tried to veer off from even flying with them. That's why their tickets were so inexpensive, because people was just like, you know, like they'd rather, you know, take a bus than get on JetBlue. They'd rather take a bus than get on JetBlue. So when you got that type of situation, like I always wondered, like, you know, how did that work? But that was the whole thing. And if I'm not mistaken, I think JetBlue did they wind up selling the company?
You mean ValueJet?
ValueJet, okay.
ValueJet, yeah. And I don't know all the logistics of that, but I do know I started with Air Trans, and like I said, Air Trans eventually merged with Southwest, you know. And my father was working for them all up until he had a stroke in 2014, and then he passed away in 2017. But, you know, him working in the airline industry, that was something like, it was like embedded upon me. And then also, you know, my father also had his own company. He had his own skincare company called Silky Smooth. And, you know, it was just, so those kind of things, you know, the airline industry, like, you know, I took my first flight when I was 7 years old by myself. So something about airplanes, like I don't smoke, I don't drink, you know, something about being in an airplane that is just very soothing, you know. Mm-hmm. So you could tell me I'm just going 30 minutes and I would just get excited. I'm just saying, that, but being on an airplane, that's my high. That's what makes me high. High on life. Yeah, high on life. Yeah. Like I love it, you know, like mm-hmm. That's another thing. Like when you're doing what you love,
you're never working.
You know, you may not even get paid what you should be getting paid, but when you're doing what you love, it's not like, it doesn't even matter, you know. And you know, because a lot of people are working jobs that they're generating a lot of revenue, but they're not happy. They're not happy because it's not their passion. Exactly. When it's not your passion, it's not, you're just not going to be successful. So again, you know, I've always admired the travel industry. Most of all my jobs have been travel, from the military to the cruise lines and flight attendant. I started off originally, you know, flight attendant in 2013. And when I first started off, it was kind of unplanned because I had my daughter in May of 2013. And I don't know, I just applied, got hired right on the spot in September of 2013. Excuse me, with a new baby. I was still like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to pull this off. but I did it. You know, I was able to get a nanny, and I did it.
Now let me ask you this. Were you
Uh-huh.
pregnant at the time? You were still working on the flight. Did that affect you
No,
while
no, 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 no.
you
I
were
was
doing
not. No, I was not pregnant. Remember, I had the baby in May of 2013. They hired me
that?
on the
Okay.
spot in September of 2013. So I'm just saying, I had a new baby doing that, you know. So, and I had a
Okay.
total of 4, you know. So I'm doing this for 4 children, you know. And I did it for almost a year. You know, when you first start off as a flight attendant, you're on reserve. You don't have a set schedule, and that was the most challenging part. You know, just imagine you having home reserve and airport reserve. Home reserve is like, you know, what I'm doing right now. They can call me and say, hey, we need you for a flight. I have 2 hours to report. Airport reserve is when you come dressed in uniform and you wait in a break room, and basically they can call you or they cannot call you. If they call you, they say, hey, you know, check your itinerary. It could be a 3 or 4 day trip, and you have to be ready to move out to that gate at that time. You know, so it's most of the time, again, when you first start off, you're like 2-3 years before you get a set line. You have to be on the go. They're Michael Jackson, you're Tito, you belong to them. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, put it like this. Just imagine your bags staying packed at all times. Your bags have to stay packed. They give me a company iPad. Everything has to be charged up. I mean, I have to be ready to go. So I can't go too far. Like, this is a work day right here. So again, while I'm doing this interview right now, they can call me and say, hey, we need you for a flight. And I have to be ready to move out. You know, it's just, you know, what I signed up for.
Yeah, I would like to ask you, like, what really, like, you know what I'm saying, like, once you started doing it, what was it that when you knew that, you know, was it just the destinations, or was it meeting new people, or like, you know what I'm saying, like,
It,
what was it when you knew that this was, you know, it for you?
it wasn't just the destinations. I mean, Um, and again, I traveled a lot anyway because my father worked for the airlines. I traveled again because I was in the military. I had already traveled before I became a flight attendant. So it wasn't just the destinations. It was more so like, again, I love travel. That's one of my favorite hobbies. I love people, you know, like I have over 10 years of customer service. Like, and I know that it's not always pleasant because it's not always pleasant, but
Yeah.
I know that, um, you know, people, they fly for all different kinds of reasons. It could be a funeral. I mean, it could be a graduation. It could be a birthday party. It could just be their first flight. You know, it all
Yeah.
different honeymoon. It's just all different types of things, and you just never know. And you know, you just create great memories, and that's what I love.
That's what it's about. That's what I learned in life. You know what I'm saying? I'm 37, and as I gotten older, like, it's all about the memories. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, some people that, you know, you come up with in life, and things you go through in life, situations on your journey in life, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's all about the memories at the end of the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Try to make the best memories, you know, no matter what. And I try to live
Mm-hmm.
by that. Like, you know, things might not be going your way. Things might not be like everything that it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Just like you were saying, how when you got out the military, you was thinking, well, I can go get a job, blah blah blah, like that, and it don't work like that. You didn't, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You didn't necessarily have the complexion for the connection. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Right.
yeah, because I guarantee you, them other
And
people, when they
it's
get
also
out,
God's
they
it's
go ahead
also
and get
God's
jobs and
timing.
everything. You notice that now, how everybody else who get out besides us, like, you know, we got to find a way, unless we got a family member who got some or whatever. But other than that, the other races and stuff like that, they hop out, they go wherever they want. You know what I'm saying? Especially during those times, like, you know what I'm saying, like, even some till now. Like, I want to say that, me personally, I think that racism for the most part is out the way, but white privilege is still alive. And when you got, you know, certain types of people that's in charge and stuff like that, it's gonna always be a mismanagement of how somebody's supposed to be treated.
Mhm.
You
I
know?
mean, I feel like racism is, you know, definitely still alive. You know, people say
Yeah, no
all the
doubt.
right things. People say all the right things in front of you and say all the wrong stuff behind your back. But then
Right.
some of it's in front of your face. You know, subliminal
Yeah, like,
messages.
that's the whole thing. Like, a lot of things be right there in front of you. You just got to see it. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Like, that's the main thing. Like, you know, people when it happens and stuff like that. So, you know, it's one of
But
those, it's one of those situations.
but you know what? You just have to have a mature mindset and know
There
that,
you
you
go.
know what,
That's what I was
you
gonna
know,
get to.
don't let
Uh,
this uniform fool you. No.
so that I was gonna wait till like kind of like the end, but I gotta get it in now. Like it's like okay, now I know I can imagine some guys get up in there and they might be a little intoxicated or whatever they might be on or something like that, man. Or you might even have some studs or something like that in the LGBT or something like so I could imagine somebody getting off and you know what I'm saying like.
But
Can I
you
get
know what? You know what,
can I get
Jordan?
a drink? Please get a drink. You know what I mean?
It's all about the delivery for me. It's
Right.
all about the delivery thing for me. Again, I have over 10 years of customer service. So I'm trying to bring positive vibes so it doesn't even go that route,
Absolutely, absolutely.
And,
I had to
and I
ask.
think
I had to ask because like I see so many videos of people like I just saw Mike Tyson had to jump on somebody. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people. I mean, first of all, they're human. Mike Tyson, he's human. And that's what a lot of people don't get, if people are being bothered, I mean, a person can only take so much, and also, I think a lot of the videos that you may have seen, because there was a lot of stuff due to, people not wanting to wear the mask. The mask was like a big thing,
Yeah, the mask is a problem.
yeah, people not, I mean, they know that they should have the mask on, but people are going to do what they want to do. And if they can get away with it, they will, and people don't like being challenged, as a grown adult, you don't like being challenged, So, and again, it's not, again, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So if your delivery is not there, when I'm going through the aisles, and asking everybody to, stow their belongings, would you please stow your belongings? Thank you. It's about the delivery, So at least, if something was to pop off, then, everybody could hear and testify, well, she was nice. She did say please. She did say thank you, because, you want, so again, it's about the delivery. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the main thing right there. Courtesy. I tell people all the time, like,
please, look, please and thank you go a long way.
Right there. Please and thank you go a long way. Then on top of that, like no matter what you're doing in life, man, you could be one of the worst individuals out there, man. But if you got a courtesy about yourself, something like that, like, people are tend to look past things and not like these youngsters nowadays, like they so demanding and so disrespectful. Mm-hmm. And it's like when you try to teach it to them, they don't get it until they go to jail. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Instead of them listening to somebody who done been through this and been through that and all kind of ranks and rangers and you know what I'm saying, everything like that, like being kind and courteous to the next person, that's what this life is about. Like, it's not about, hating and, what I'm saying, being bitter and racism and all that kind of stuff. It's not about, what I'm saying, like, putting people down. It's about lifting people up. And that's the only way, what I'm saying, we as a people are going to even make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to have to be some type of, what I'm saying, unionizing where, what I'm saying, certain things get, pushed out and certain things get elevated. And I think respect is something we need to bring back because customer service has gone out the window.
Yes.
Yeah, I think customer service gone out the window. I mean, even when you get telemarketers, like all kind of people, like it's just like it's a lot. It's a lot.
No, I tell people all the time, like that's what I miss about Atlanta. I miss the Southern hospitality. They don't have the Southern hospitality here. You'll say hi to someone and they just look at you like, wait, hold on. Now, I just said hi. Hi is free. I didn't say, can I go out to dinner with you tonight? I didn't say, can I come over? I just said hi, and sometimes people act like they don't want to say hi back. But at the end of the day, if I said hi, I did my good deed. If you don't say hi back, then that's on you. You know what the problem is? A lot of people are fighting demons within themselves, so you just can't let that negative energy rub off on you.
That's exactly what it is. They fighting their own demons, and what they need is somebody to, either take it out on or try to, ease the pain, cover the wound up without actually fixing the problem. And that's what things go wrong at. You know what I'm saying? That's what things go so wrong at by people not trying to fix the problem while the problem is there. You know what I'm saying? Like they try to put a Band-Aid over it instead of making sure it heal. Let that air heal it up. You know what I'm saying? And things can work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That Band-Aid ain't doing them, you know what I'm saying? It's still, it's still a wound there. You know, and that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? That's
I agree.
something that, yeah, that's something that life, only life can teach you these things. You know what I'm saying? I think, when you get in a broad mind to venture off, like I said, like think about the people that you left behind that's either still there or might not be here no more than like that. Like so many people just don't believe in, what I'm saying, leaving out of their space. Like I'll give you a prime example. If you look at those kids out there in Chicago, like those rappers out there, like they doing all that stuff, like they making all that money, but they still choosing to live in these hoods and projects and stuff like that. Like they, it's one thing if you can't help it, but if your people there or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But like if you get the money, man, you're supposed to get away. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not playing the game to, end like that. You playing the game to survive, you know what I'm saying? So is there like what's the relationship like with coworkers on in the air? Like is there any like
You
beefs or they have
well,
any
you know
kind of
what? I don't do that. I do not do that. I I don't want to date anybody that I work with. That's a negative on my end. I do not want to date anybody that I work with. I mean, because it's at the end of the day. I mean, if something was to go sour, I got to see you again. So I would rather not. Now, if it happens, it happens. But I would rather not date anybody that I work with.
yeah. So what about like with coworkers and things like that? Do they have any like pilot and attendants who like have been married or anything like that? Do they have those type of couples or do they
Oh yeah,
like
I
have
mean
you
they do. They do. They do. I mean it does occur. Um, but the thing of the matter is like being a reserve. You don't know who you're gonna fly with until the day of. Or what captain or co-pilot you're gonna have. You don't know that until the last minute. So yeah, it's not like you get to choose who you're gonna fly with. Oh, I like him. I want to fly with him. Like it doesn't work that way. Whoever's assigned to your aircraft, for that flight, for that duration. So, just because I like so and so doesn't mean I'm gonna get to see him. It just you know it's just how it works now. Even when I let's see, I went to school for culinary school in San Antonio for the military, and I ranked at the top of my class. And
hmm,
um, the teacher was basically like, you can choose wherever you want to go. Now, the class before me had taken Italy and Hawaii. I would have chosen Italy because my brother was over there as a police officer. And the only thing that was left was Virginia and Japan. All of my friends were choosing to go to Virginia. And I started to go to Virginia because I wanted to see my friends. But I'm like, I really want to go to Japan. And the teacher told me, if you really want to go to Japan, you need to go because even if you go to Virginia, you still may not see these people. Because in Virginia, like it's like I want to say it's like 20 piers or whatever, if I remember correctly, 24 piers, and each pier has like 4 ships. So, and they all go out at different times. So even if I um, did choose to go back to Virginia, it's not guaranteed that I would see them like that. So again, being on the aircraft, just because I flew with pilot John, on Monday don't mean I'm gonna get to see him on Friday. Like it just on reserve, you don't have a set schedule, so you don't know who you're going to encounter. You don't know who your craft is until either the night before or the morning of.
yeah. Let me cut you off real quick. I'm gonna cut you off. I'm sorry, but I gotta let people know. Everybody trying to beep in and come on the show right now. Listen, I'm doing the interview. You guys have to wait till the interview is over before you come on the show. It doesn't work like that. They blowing me up, man. You're gonna answer all your questions after the interview. Please. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be nasty. Listen, I'm talking, I'm gonna let y'all talk. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Please let me finish the interview and she's gonna answer every question you got. Thank you. But yeah, I want to ask you what motivates you every day. You know what I'm saying? Like what's your motivation?
What's my motivation?
Mhm.
My motivation is like my motivation is me. I have a first of all, I have an inner motivation. You have to have an inner motivation first. You know, I mean, people can around you can say, "Hey, you can do it. You can do this," but I have to have an inner motivation. You know, praying. You know, like just knowing that there's more out here, and I want to have it, and I know I can have it. If such and such has it, I can have it too. You know, if Kim Kardashian out
Absolutely.
here, if Kim Kardashian and everybody, I mean, some people are born into wealth, so they automatically get, easy access, but where others have, we have to work for it, but it still can be done. It's like,
It can be
okay,
done.
I'm a flight attendant now, but hey, you know what? Guess what? I'm about to go for pilot. If I am up here with these people, this is my second time being a flight attendant, and I have to go up in the front from time to time, and they're traveling, they are on autopilot. Oh, let me find out what pilot class is about, because I can do it. I'm very ambitious. Forget about going to the bank. I want to own the bank. That's just the mentality. Forget about being with the ball player. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am the ball player. Like, I'm not going to settle. Nothing should settle unless it's dust. Um,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah, and that's just the mentality that I have. So even,
Mhm.
and it's so hard. You really have to be strong minded. I mean, I don't really have a big support system because, my father passed away.
Mhm.
My mother moved back to Atlanta, and my grandmother passed away. My mother, sometimes we look for our family to be the biggest support system, and that's just not how it happens. It's just not realistic. I mean, it's supposed to be, your family should be the biggest support system, but sometimes that's just not the case. My own mother, she does not agree with me being a flight attendant, because she feels like, I have these children, da 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 da, and so many people, not just her, have that stigma that, flight attendants shouldn't have children. You shouldn't be a flight attendant if you have children. But no, I am breaking the barriers. You can do it. Where there's a will, there's a way. If they're taken care of, like, you can make things happen. So it's not
That's just
just
like
my
that's
plan.
just like saying a woman can't raise a man or something like that. Like, it might can't be done as far as what a man can teach them, but anybody can raise anybody to be who they are. Shouldn't be any kind
Yeah,
of
and not
misconfusion.
exactly. Now not going to sit up here and say it's easy, because no, it's not. I make it look easy, but no, it's
Right.
not. Because as a flight attendant that does not have a set schedule, I literally have to be prepared. I mean, I got to make sure the laundry's done. I got to make sure the house is stacked with food and everything, because I don't know if I'm going to get a 4 or 5 day trip. I got to be ready to go. So yes, it's very challenging, but I'm getting it done, and I'm not complaining about it, because that's the life that I chose. Yes, I would love to have my mother's support, but she does not support me, and that's okay. I'm still going to keep doing this, because you know what? It's my passion. And again, when you're doing your passion, what you love, you're not really working, because you love what you're doing. So that's all I can really say.
Yeah. Yeah. I you know what? I started when I was young. I used to always love those what do you call those what they call it, Bisco cookies.
Oh, wait, which ones are you talking
The,
about? The
the
Lorna
ginger
Doone,
ones, I
the,
think a Bisco.
you talking about the Lorna Doone cookies, or which ones?
Not the Lorna Doones, but these are the ones they like gingerbread cookies, but they're hard gingerbread cookies, and they come in a little white, gold, and kind of reddish pack. I think I cannot think of the name of those, but I know Delta has them a lot. Southwest sometimes has them, but
Oh,
they are the
are you talking about the Biscoff?
Biscotti.
Yes.
Those are the best cookies in the world. Like, oh my
They
God.
they they
Like,
are, but you know what? Honestly, after eating a lot of them, you would get tired of them. And my father, like I said, he worked for the airlines, and he used to bring home packs and packs of those cookies, and I used to smash those like nothing.
I'm talking
And
about.
now I can't eat it no more, because I've gotten tired of them.
Well, look, they got them in the stores now. They got them in certain grocery stores and
Yes,
everything. So,
yes,
I'm saying, if
yes,
I see
yes.
them, I just buy them. But like, I think in the past, like a few years or whatnot, I started seeing them around like in certain little stores, like at Whole Foods and places like that. And
Listen,
oh man, I
I
but
know.
they don't have
Listen,
them.
those cookies are serious. I had a pastor the other day ask me. See, ma'am, do you have any of those Biscoff cookies? And I'm like, I already know what airline. I'm like, no, we have pretzels, but I know which airline you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, man, I think Delta for sure are the ones that got them. I'm not really like I don't been on so much.
Delta has them. Delta has them, and maybe Southwest. I'm not sure. I know United has a stoop waffle. Sun Country has pretzels. I know. So every airline does their little thing. So yeah.
Now let me ask you this. Now let's say are you just with a particular airplane like a particular what do you call those like a particular company like
Yes, I am with the
presidential
I am. Yes, I am with the particular airline. I am.
Okay because
I
I
won't
know
mention that airline, but yes,
yeah, definitely. I was just curious
yeah.
because I was wondering, do they like put you on, like, for example, you might have been on Delta today, but you might be on Southwest tomorrow. You might be on
Oh no.
Air
It
Trans or
doesn't.
saying JetBlue or something.
It doesn't work that way. Once you're with the airline, you're with Delta, you fly with Delta. You with Southwest, you fly with Southwest. So I will say this: I believe Delta has the longest training. I think it's 6 weeks in Atlanta. American Airlines, their training is in Dallas. Sun Country Airlines, their training is in Minneapolis. I'm not sure where Southwest does their training at, but yeah. So typically like a month or longer of intense training that you have to go through before you can be a certified flight attendant.
Now, I'm pretty sure we all seen the movie Flight.
You know what? I haven't seen the movie Flight, but I will tell you what movie I have seen. Now I know about Flight. I know about the history of it. I just haven't seen it yet. But I did see the movie called Sully. Have you seen that one? Have you seen Sully? Sully.
Sully. I don't think so. How does that go?
So when you have time, you want to check it out. But it's basically about a captain. He was traveling with I think it was like 152 passengers, and he ended up having to land in the Hudson River. But
I remember that. That was in New York.
Yes, correct.
Okay, yeah, I remember when that happened.
Right. So what happened was both of the birds had flew into the engine on both sides. So that's what had taken the plane down. And he didn't have a closer spot. He felt like the safest spot to land was in the river, and everybody survived. And they were basically, antagonizing him and questioning him, like, why did you land in the river? It's just like, okay, everybody survived, like, what is the issue? He did the best he could, so that is a movie. Actually, I've been catching up on a lot of flight movies, since I've, restarted the flight attendant career, but I haven't seen Flight yet. I will be watching it soon.
Yeah, Flight was a very interesting movie, and it was a good movie. I went to the movies to see it. Like, I support Denzel.
Yeah, I love him as well.
Yeah, I support Denzel, man. And it just, what I'm saying, it just seemed super real. It was like, for what it was worth. Like, every business got their own type of movie. Like, you got if it's a basketball movie, you got the 6 Man, you got the Wonder Man, you got all these basketball movies, you got baseball movies, you got Major League, you know what I'm saying? So for the flight attendants and the pilots and things like that, Flight and that movie you talking about was Sully, yeah, that's definitely up there.
Another good one is it's called oh my God, what is it called? Flight Plan with Jodie Foster. I don't know. Have you ever seen that one?
No, I didn't see. Jodie Foster. Now I remember her stuff. Like, what was that about? What was that?
That one is about her husband had died. They were leaving from Germany, her and her daughter, and she had got on the aircraft, and her and her daughter had went to sleep, and when she woke up, her daughter was missing, and basically the flight attendants and everybody was trying to convince her that her daughter had never came on the aircraft. They said they could not find her in the manifest, which is the paperwork of everybody that's on the aircraft. And they said they couldn't find her. And Jodie Foster was like, she was some kind of engineer or whatever. She had basically built the aircrafts, so she knew every compartment, and she searched high and low looking for her daughter. And it's a good movie. I really don't want to ruin it, but I mean, that's another good movie to check out, in your spare time.
I definitely want to do that. I want to ask you this. Have you ever thought like beyond doing the flight attendants and hopping into the front seat, like what I'm saying, like and really taking off?
Oh, exactly. I actually had a dream about it. Not yesterday, but the day before yesterday, I had a dream that I had thought about it before, but I actually had the full dream that I was going to pilot school. And right now really is the time to, I guess, fast forward with that career. I already filled out an application. They've already contacted me. So yes, my next move is planning to go for pilot. It's going to take some time, but I know that I can do it, so if I'm already up in the air, why not go for it?
What's the next level after that? So is it like pilot, then CEO, or, some type of position?
I mean, what you first start off as a first officer, and then you become the captain. So it's not an easy process, but it's not, it can be done. If everybody else done it, I can do it too, so it's very costly, but I feel like, as much as they get paid, it's worth it. So.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole thing about it too. Like, the pace for
I mean, a female Black pilot, like, come on now. Like,
Hey, I'm trying to tell you. Hey, look, I was about to say, you about to break some records around here. You about to break some barriers with this.
Yes. And then, my new book that I just came out with called Mama Ginger Has to Work Again. Mama Ginger is really me. I'm a flight attendant. I also work in the healthcare field, and I always, have to say my goodbyes to my children. They're like, Mom, you got to go to work again. And I'm like, yeah, I do. You all want that Nintendo? You want that game system? You want those nice shoes? Yes, Mommy has to go to work again, so, but it just happens to be, I happen to be doing what I love as well. So
that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Like we said earlier, like long as you're doing what you are happy with doing, you never working. You always your own life. Like I remember as a youngster, like I did that in a lot of things though, but like I used to caddy at country clubs and stuff like that. So like all the 1%ers and stuff like that. Like, I've been around them my whole life. So it was like the job that I had, it paid good, and it didn't require that much time, but at the same time, it's nothing you really want to make a career out of unless you're on, like, I did the PGA and everything too. I was on the tour and everything like that. So it was just more like, it's levels to everything. You know what I'm saying? It's never just about, it was always levels to, you know what I'm saying, to break and things like that, and get bigger.
Facts.
Yeah, if you enjoy what you're doing, you're never working, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like they've been blowing me up. Like, y'all still gotta wait, man. It's like, what I'm saying? Y'all still gotta wait. Y'all still gotta wait. Now you had like, what I'm saying, like what other talents do you have besides, what I'm saying, beautiful and everything, the flight attendant and all that, what I'm saying? Like, what do you do in your spare time? Like, you do any, like, you play any music, what I'm saying? Do you, like to travel on the road?
I love to travel. My daughter is okay. Yes. No. Okay. Here, Soleil. Yeah. Traveling is my favorite. She's started. You said hi. Okay. Yeah, I love to travel. Traveling is my favorite hobby. Skating, roller skating, ice skating, another one of my favorite hobbies. Singing, another one of my hobbies, and like karaoke, like favorite hobby. I got hooked on karaoke in Japan. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing. Like, I'm like the Black Chris Tucker over there. Like,
Hey, listen.
But you know what? They made me feel good. They was like, woo, woo, you doing a good job.
Yeah, they don't feel that song like that. You know what I'm saying? They rarely ever get that song.
Like, woo.
Yeah, I knew when I saw Chris Tucker in Rush Hour 2, Rush Hour 1 doing all that singing at the karaoke, like, that's how they really are. Like, when you go over there, like, your talents become like way over there because they don't even, like, a lot of things that we do, they don't do. So when they see it, it's beautiful.
They are they're hooked on it. Like every bar that they have, they're okay. So their bars are like back to back, and every bar has karaoke in it. It was only one bar that I seen that didn't have karaoke in it. It was black owned, you know, but every bar has karaoke in it. That's their thing.
Yeah. You ever had any albums, worked on the albums, anything like that? And they did any
No, I mean, I don't know if I ever get a contract.
you ever
I'm
tried the
like I'm
Apollo
kind of
or
like a
American
puff.
Idol?
I'm a Puff Daddy shower singer, so you know I don't. I can hold a little tune, but you know I won't. You know, not no Beyonce or nothing like that.
Oh yeah, I can dig it. I can dig it. I can dig it. You know what I'm saying? Like on everything. Like you know what I'm saying? Like,
I stick to what I'm good at. You know.
hey, that's the main thing. You know what I'm saying? Always know your limits. Once you know your limitations, you know what I'm saying? You can't hop out of
Right.
bounds. You know what I mean? You can't hop out of bounds. Can you tell me more about like the training and everything to become a pilot? Is it a long process, or is it something maybe like 6 months, 8 months, or is it maybe like a 2-year type deal, or what's the deal?
Pilot or flight attendant?
Pilot.
Pilot, I have not went through it yet, but
Okay.
I know it's like you got to do. I don't know if it's like 1,300 hours of flying. I know you got to go through schooling. I already have a degree, so that's going to help military background. But I'm looking at about, you know, I'd say maybe 2 years, 2 or 3 years, you know, taking off whatever. It's not an overnight process, but definitely something that I'm looking into pursuing because again, my second time being a flight attendant. If I'm already up in the air, I have to go up into the cockpit from time to time because they have to utilize the restroom or, you know, whatever the case is. And I'm spending time with the pilots, you know, I'm looking at the buttons, I'm watching the autopilot and everything. And I'm just, you know, hey, you know what? I can do this, you know. So, and because there is a shortage of pilots right now, this what's even pushing me to go for more. You know, that's why a lot of the flights are delayed. It's not due to the weather or mechanical issues. It's more so because they have a shortage of pilots. You know, during COVID, you know, a lot of them left, and you know, just a lot of pilots were older. You know, so they left, whatever. So, yeah.
Okay. Hey, look, you know, people started. I can't hold them out any longer. They blowing the phone up. They pouring in. You know, we got one coming in. They got a few more coming in a few more minutes. But like you know, they dying to get to know, you know, things about you and stuff like that. So this is Clarence Sims, man. Please give him a round of applause. Thanks for coming on, bro. If you got any questions or whatnot, feel free to ask. And
oh yes, so how long you been a flight attendant?
So with this new airline, since I actually graduated May 28th, but I originally started being a flight attendant back in 2013. And yeah, but I mean, I've been with the airlines for like a long time. I mean, I've worked different positions. I've done everything from the ramp agent to the customer service agent to the gate agent to the aircraft cleaner. Like I've done everything. So
With damn, as long as you've been into it, you should be owning half of the airport.
I know that's right. Hey, I'm working on that next. Thank you for giving me that idea.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But you say you speaking on flying the plane. You have any experience on flying a plane?
I don't have any experience, and that's where the schooling comes in. It's just that, you know, I'm very ambitious. Again, if I feel like I'm already up there, I'm already a flight attendant, you know, why can't I take that next step? You know, what's stopping me? There's nothing stopping me but me.
Oh,
So.
oh, I tell you what's stopping you is the cockpit. I mean, you gotta be serious when you sit in that cockpit. For real.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, I understand. But you know what? I feel safe when I'm on the airplane. A lot of people don't. You know, I know there's a lot of people that don't even want to get on the aircraft because they're scared of heights. You know, they're scared. They feel safer on land. But actually, being on the airplane is actually safer. You know they have air traffic control. You know that looks after everything. It's actually safer in the air than it is on ground.
yeah.
Which airlines are you with?
I won't
We can't
speak.
really
I
discuss
won't
that
speak
too
on.
much, but maybe she could talk about like the one she already worked for or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Probably
Oh,
not a
I
current
got
one.
you.
Like,
No, 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 no,
mhm,
no. I understand that. So what
mhm.
Yeah,
inspired you?
it's not spirit.
Oh, okay. So what inspired you to go into that profession?
What inspired me? Again, I love travel. So it could have been travel ambassador. You know, anything involving travel, I love. Like I said, if you were on here earlier, I was in the military. You know, for 4 years, I was stationed over in Japan. I traveled to Greece, Turkey, Italy,
How,
Russia. Things
how
that I
long?
love.
How long
Hmm?
were you in the military?
I was in the military for 4 years.
Wow, my cousin just got out doing 30. It's
Mm.
ironic. It's ironic that she's on a trip now. I said, you've been all across the country, 30 years in the military. Where else is there left to go? What
Yeah,
What is your favorite place to travel?
you said it's. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
What is your favorite place that you've been on the air traveling
Mm,
on the airplane?
On the air, as far as the airplane goes,
No, I'm
I
saying
would.
Japan, or you say you was over in
Oh,
Japan.
yeah, I lived in Japan. I guess my favorite place would have been. I mean, I wouldn't mind living back in Japan. It really was nice, very peaceful. But I guess my favorite place, that's kind of hard. I'd say between Australia and not Mexico, Soleil.
Oh, hell
Australia
no.
and Russia. Russia was really nice. Russia was a great experience. It was like I felt like a celebrity over there. I mean, it's like they seen black people on television, but they didn't see us in real life. So
Yeah,
to
they
see,
they they, they ain't seen
and
them.
they're like, the
Yeah,
females are like touching your cheek, and it's just like,
yeah.
yeah, and it's like the darker you are, the more love you got. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's weird that you should say that. I have a friend from Russia. She wind up, she loved hip hop. She wind up
Mhm.
marrying one of the alcoholics. That's real talk. She wind up marrying one of the alcoholics because she got over here. She thought she loved hip hop and wind up marrying a rapper and having a baby. That was deep. I was like, damn. Of all the folks, I mean, she was serious about it. You ever been to Dubai?
You said what now?
You ever been to Dubai?
I haven't been to Dubai, but it's definitely on my top 5 list to go.
Yeah, I want to go over there to that underwater hotel.
Definitely on my top 5 list to go.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, that's real cool.
So let me ask you this: how was Russia and everything? Like when you went out there, like I like you said, I know it's rare that they ever see like us. Cause I remember this
Hmm.
time I was going to college in Santa Monica and like they had a lot of foreigners and things like that, people from Indonesia and Bali come out there and stuff, and they never really seen like a real like it's like some people say real nigga, but not but like they never really seen a black man like like an American black man. And
Okay.
they were like in awe of me. It was like 5 of them. They were like in awe of me, and they would like feel me to see if I was real and stuff like that. Like it was unbelievable. So how do these places treat you when you land? Like how do these places like Hawaii? How do these places treat you when you get there?
They treat you like royalty. They do
I can
drink.
tell.
The Russians, they make their homemade vodka. They can get heavily intoxicated, but they're just a very nice people. It was a new experience, and I loved it. I didn't have any complaints. Would I say I would want to live over there? No, I'm not saying all that. It was just a great experience as a tourist. They treated me good.
It's just weird over there how they won't let our folks go for having that vape pen.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's weird.
But I think she's more like a casualty of war at this point because like a less of a gram. Yeah, know, like a gram is like real itty bitty. Less of a gram, like you know what I'm saying. Like, come on, like a multi-millionaire superstar basketball player. Like that's one of the pettiest things you can do at this time. Like I just don't. I didn't get that myself, but like I said, it might just be a casualty or war deal.
Mhm.
But I always wanted to go to Russia myself. I mean, you know, from what I've heard, it's a beautiful country.
Yes, it is beautiful. So you should try it.
Oh yeah, after this war stop happening, I'm saying, you know, I'm 6'5". They might, you know, mistake me for the next basketball player. No, that's right. Got up over there. They might be over there talking about I'm Magic Johnson's little brother or somebody.
I am so done.
For real. It's real.
Now, let me ask you this. Now, during your time being a flight attendant, have you ever seen any scuffles or fights or anything? Like, you ever seen any type of, you know, like anything, just like something that needs to, you know, we got to stop this plane right now?
No, I haven't seen anything per se. I haven't had any medical emergencies yet, thank God. My friend had a experience, and I think her experience kind of scared her, and it would have scared me too. One of the guys, you know, stood up in mid-flight, you know, in midair and said, you know, who wants to die today?
Oh wow.
And yeah,
Dang.
and that he had to report to the pilot. They had to divert the plane, but he really didn't mean any harm. He just, you know, he takes medicine. He hadn't taken his medicine.
Wow.
So yeah, that didn't happen to me. It happened to my coworker.
Wow. Do you ever trip out? Because I had a friend that got on the flight, and some towel heads got on the flight and said, you know, she was about to let her off. You know, before the plane had took off the ground, they had to let her off the plane.
But you know what? It's kind of unfortunate that, you know, that happened, because it's like a few bad apples can mess it up for the rest. You know, like my family is Muslim, and, you know, my mother, you know, I have the last name Muhammad. I don't use it, but my mother, you know, had the last name Muhammad during that time, you know, of the whole 9/11 thing happened. And she was, you know, she was looked at badly, but it's like, you know, even though she didn't do it, but, you know, it's just, it's kind of unfortunate. A few bad apples can mess it up for the rest, you know, that, I hate that happened, you know.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's interesting though. Want to be a pilot? What? It's two sisters that's pilots now. I'm trying to think. Isn't it two sisters that are pilots?
Two sisters, huh? I think I
Yeah.
did see some twin pilots or something like that. Yeah, I think they were breaking records or something like that. They were
I
they
think
were
I've seen that as well. Yeah.
yeah, they were like the first of that age range and all that kind of stuff to do some things.
Mhm. Let me ask you
Yeah.
this: why do you want to fly a plane?
Why would I want to fly the plane?
Why do you want to?
I want to fly the plane because if I can drive a car, I can fly the plane. If I can be a flight attendant, I can be a pilot. You know, I'm very ambitious. I feel like there's nothing that I can't do.
Did you fly a plane, Terry?
I have not flown the plane yet, but I will go to schooling for it. I can't, they're not just going to hire me to get on the plane without going to schooling first. You know, I'm just saying that's the next step that I'm going to take, because I have a very ambitious mindset. So that's just the next step that I'm going to take. I'm manifesting it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I can dig it.
Nothing wrong with that. Let me ask you this now. Anything strange you ever seen in the sky?
I haven't seen anything strange in the sky. You know, yeah, I can't speak on that. I haven't seen anything strange that spooked me out.
Okay.
The only time I got scared, and I'll be honest, you know, was when, you know, I was hearing on the news, I think when the planes were quote unquote disappearing or something, you know, over in Malaysia.
Yeah, Malaysia. They never find it.
That kind of shook me up a little bit. I will say that, you know, but
yeah, you know, a lot of that was going on in Colombia also back in Escobar's time. Like, you know, people would, you know, instead of them just taking out who they need to take out, they just blow the whole damn plane up. You know what I'm saying? and
Yeah,
and
not
that
good.
yeah, not good at all. That's horrible. That's horrible.
Did
That's
they ever
horrible.
plane that disappeared in Malaysia?
No.
Were you asking me a question?
Yeah.
Okay, you're okay. Can you quote the question again?
Did they ever find that plane that disappeared in Malaysia?
As far as I know, no, they didn't find it. So,
It went in the
as far as
water.
I know,
Didn't it go in the water, they say?
I don't know. I kind of stopped following the story, but I just know in the beginning, I know I was hearing about the disappearing of the aircrafts, and that kind of spooked me out a little bit. So, because I actually was a flight attendant during that time. So,
Wow. Yes, that's true. I'm not, me myself, I'm not crazy about flying. I remember my first time getting on the plane, and the turbulence. And I was like, I couldn't wait for that sucker to land. I got friends that get on the plane for 18 hours and going across the country. I'm like, the only way I'll do that, I have to be sloppy, drunk, and passed out. And you wake me up when the plane lands.
but actually, flying is really not that bad, and
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, if you got your movies, your books, if you got somebody to talk to, that helps time pass. And if you're or just taking a nap, a lot of times when I'm not working, I can't do it when I'm working. But as a passenger, once takeoff happens, I am gone. I'm knocked
You,
out,
you,
until it's time to
you
land.
know, you know who I talk to when I'm flying?
Who?
The Lord.
That's good.
Because up
Yeah.
there with him, I mean, you're almost there. So,
Well, yeah. Well, like she was saying earlier, statistically, it's safer to fly than to drive. Um,
Exactly. I mean, and then just like you have to fly to get to certain places. You have to fly. You can't drive everywhere. I wouldn't even want to drive. I'm not a driver. I mean, anything past 30 minutes, I really don't like it. My mother is one of those people that she can travel from Minnesota to Atlanta. Which is about 17 hours. I think 17 and 19 hours nonstop. She can do that with no problem. I'm not one of those people. I would prefer to just fly to Atlanta and get there in like 2.5 hours and be done with it. So I just flying is much better to me. You get from point A to point B quickly.
you make me comfortable. If you fly tomorrow, I'll be on the plane.
I like that.
let me ask you something, Miss Long.
Yeah.
Now, when you doing your checkups and everything like that, the safety precautions and things like that, like, how come you don't think that they've upgraded those seats to parachutes by now?
I can't answer that question, but what I can say is that we go through intense training. I have been to college a couple of times. I have a degree and everything, and the flight attendant training is more intense than college. They throw these exams at you left and right, they make sure you are prepared. If we had two people that failed the class, couldn't pass the test, like they do not pass you, they don't feel safe. Even if you have to do the class over again, they will make sure that you know your stuff and you are comfortable with it, because we have to do our pre-flight, before passengers even get on board. We have to pre-flight, make sure all the safety equipment, I have to count all the life vests and everything, make sure all of that is on board. I have to make sure there's no loose screws, make sure the smoke detector works. I have to make sure everything is ready to go. If there's not, I gotta report it to maintenance. It might hold up the aircraft, but I have to report it. I'm not gonna fly unless it's safe. So
Now, now,
Let me ask you this.
mhm.
Go ahead, Clarence.
oh no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say, during your during, like, your pickups and things, like after they leave, or things like that, after people leave and you do your check bys, like, what's the most valuable thing you've ever seen left on a plane?
The most valuable thing, Okay, that I've seen personally, I would say cell phones. A lot of passengers are constantly leaving they'll stick their cell phone inside the seat pocket and forget that it's there, but I'm very honest, whatever seat it was in, whether it was 23A, whatever it is, we report it and the cleaning crew comes and get it and they take it to lost and found, and or the gate agent will take it and the passenger can come pick it up.
Okay. I remember like I'm a music fanatic and
You don't want to lose your job over a cell phone or a wallet or
oh
whatever it is that you're not
no
working.
doubt. Oh, no doubt. Yeah. Yeah, respectfully. Yeah, no doubt about that. Like that's true. I was speaking on how when I was a youngster and I was flying, I had like maybe I want to say maybe like about $2,000 worth of CDs in this like I had a little CD case and I don't know, I think I just put everything down, like you know what I'm saying, like in my seat or whatever, and I just got up, like, just ready to get out of there, and I left it on the plane.
No.
All my music. And this ain't like, like now, like, where you got you got the 13, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. You could just store thousands and thousands of songs, like where you back in the day where you had the CD case, you know what I'm saying? And you could just stuff all your
Mhm.
music in there, man. Like it was, I felt horrible about that. I was sick, but I was just glad to get from where I was too, though. So, it was what it was.
Yeah,
That's
well, the thing of the matter too is once you leave the aircraft, you can't go back on the aircraft. But if you just
Mm.
let the agent know, we'll get it for you. You know, they're pretty much good about finding things and giving it back to the owner.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
this. Let me ask you this. That thing with Tyson, uh, how the guy threw water on him and stuff. Are they gonna try to charge him for that or no?
Hey,
Wait,
Bud,
I'm reading one of the comments.
hey, Bud, you can get up here and ask her whatever you got to ask her. You can get up here and do that. Like, yeah. He got too much insulin shot. Hey, got too many insulin shots. He up here talking about they don't turn. How you know they don't? How you know she ain't honest? How you know they don't turn everything in, Bud? Yeah.
Wait, he said I'm not turning everything in. I am turning everything in. Trust me, it's not.
Yeah. She ain't
No, it's not worth me
about to
losing
blow
my
their
job.
career. Ain't nobody about to blow their career over no cell phone that ain't theirs.
And part of the
Hey,
Mile
hey,
High
hey,
Club, but
hey, have you ever found a cell phone? You ever found a cell phone and you saw the passenger and his phone wasn't locked, and you was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. Let me call him and tell him I got his phone.
A lot of that left my phone in so many places. Like you just got to pray a motherfucker pick up. That's how I look at that shit.
No, I'm saying,
Yeah.
has she ever found one? Has she ever found one and it was a fly guy or something and it's unlocked? It's like, oh, let me get out of him and let him know I got his phone.
I don't know. Maybe you can answer that. I don't think it ever happened like that. Usually when you lose a phone, you call the phone back and whoever got the phone pick up. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not there to
Yeah.
get it. So you know what I'm saying? Like that's how like it done happened to me about 6 times in my lifetime.
Shit,
Not proud
shit,
of
it
it.
just
Not
happened to
proud of
me.
it.
Nobody gave mine back. I was at Sugar Free concert. They took my phone.
Hey, look at talking about we use a cell phone to cover. I guess she done found $1 million ring. I guess she done found Wakanda address. And nigga, listen, bud. Everybody don't steal. See, that's what he be doing. See, he work at he in the nursing field. So you know he up there, man. He hoping one of the motherfuckers pass out. He gonna go in the pocket. What you say, bud? Folks losing more than cell phones. Stop playing. Hey, I agree. I'm just saying. You can't, man. Come on. You can look at her and tell she good, man. Yeah, he up there. Look, he up there. Look, you think you funny tonight, bud? See, that's what I was afraid of. I was afraid of people like you. Yeah. But man, I always wondered like the lifestyle like of a flight attendant. Like it was just because it's so mystical to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I always see them, and I always just wonder like what's life like? Because it's always a smile. May I help? You know what I'm saying? It's always courteous. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's
It's
always,
it's a it's a lot of spontaneous behavior because again, most of us are on reserve, so we don't have a set schedule. So whatever we get is what we get. I could be flying to Hawaii tomorrow and wouldn't even know it until, whenever they tell me, like sometimes my schedule changes. I'll have a set route and then it'll change to something else. So I just got to be ready at all times. And again, they only get a little part of my life. I'm a mother, first and foremost, I'm an author, I have 3 books out, I have a cleaning company, I have a nonprofit, so I'm doing a lot of other things, besides just the airline. So I stay busy.
man, that's amazing, man. Like especially in this day and time. But I will say this: that quarantine got people a lot of time to kind of more focus on themselves. Like I think anytime you got a 9 to 5 or some type of job that you did all the time, like you get caught up in that to where you just might might lose yourself into that. You know what I'm saying? And
Well, I mean, it was before quarantine for me, but I do understand what you're saying. I feel like if COVID didn't teach anybody anything, it should have taught them to have another stream of income, especially the 9 to 5. You should have at least 7 streams of income. You should have multiple, I guess, streams of income. This don't work through, I got this. If this don't come, I got this. Or I'm short here, but I got it over here. Because nowadays, like having to rely on, like I'm only good with relying on myself. You can name on your hand how many true friends you have. We're not talking about Facebook friends. If you're down on your rear end right now, like who could you call? How many people could you call that would actually answer the phone and would actually come through for you if you were in need right now? So it's just good to always, have a backup plan. Just always, my grandmother raised me that she always said, you just always have money for a rainy day. Like my mom may not have had it, but my grandmother always came through for me.
So you're a real friend.
Yes, I am a real friend. Yep.
Let me hold something.
Well, see, now we're not friends like that yet. So
I'm messing with you.
you got friend potential, but we're not
okay.
Friends. Yeah.
So I got work to do.
You got work to do. Yes.
Okay. See, that's a job within itself, trying to make a friend.
And I'm the kind of friend when I'm eating, you eating too. That's the kind of friend I am. I've sent my friends, like thousands of dollars. If I got it, you got it too. But the thing of the matter is, you don't.
So if you eating a steak, I'm not gonna get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Well, first of all, I'm not gonna eat steak, period, because I don't eat meat. I'm vegetarian.
He came in late. She was raised Muslim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Atlanta.
But what's that saying? What's that saying? I'd rather eat crumbs with bums than to eat steaks with snakes. So I try to choose my friends wisely.
It's always best. Anytime it's any sucker shit going on, it's best to stand alone than get involved with that, because that stuff will start to wear off on you. People start to smell you now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You don't want that stench on you. Like,
exactly. Some of the people have ulterior motives. My circle is very small. I might even just have a triangle.
Yeah.
So.
I thought it was on the circle and square. Hey man, we gonna get some octagons in here next, man. I don't know what's going
on. What horoscope are you?
I'm a Virgo.
Oh, okay.
Yes. What horoscope are you?
Capricorn.
Oh, okay. Capricorns. I like Capricorns.
We likable.
The only sign I really can't stand is the Aries. I don't know, something about an Aries, but other than that, yeah, I haven't had any issues.
So you believe in what they say? How do you figure how some of it be somewhat true when they say about astrology? I mean, you've been up
So the thing
there.
is, I don't believe 100% in it. You know, like the Bible, you know, has been tampered with, but I do believe that a lot of the stuff is true. There's some things that are true, you know, about each sign. You know, so when you start seeing the same sign and they're bringing out the same characteristic, you're like, okay, you know. But yeah, so some of it, yes, I don't believe in it 100%. You know, Virgos, we are known to be, you know, OCD, always cleaning up. We can be a little bossy. We're very, we can be emotional creatures, but we
Oh, no
will
doubt
give,
about it.
we will give our last. You know, if I only had $1 and you needed it, I would give it to you. Um, yeah, we love hard. You know, so yeah,
Y'all could be mean too. Y'all could be mean.
but be mean. But I mean, I feel like I don't know. If I was to be mean, it can only last for seconds. I'm not one of them people that hold over things. I can't hold grudges like that. I'm very forgiving. Sometimes too forgiving. So me, I'm very, very nice. I'm more nice than anything, you know, and it's a great quality, but everybody doesn't deserve it, you know. So
That's true. Everybody don't deserve your company. No doubt.
exactly.
You have to be careful of the company that you do keep. No doubt.
Exactly.
But it seems like you got a good head on your shoulder. You got a great direction, and you know where you're going. And in life, you're right. You can't trust everybody. No doubt about it.
Yes.
No doubt about it. And sometimes there's people that can interfere with your goals and dreams, and those are called dream snatchers. Most definitely, yeah. Well,
Exactly. You just gotta be careful who you have around you. I think Rico Love, I'll never forget, he had a video and he said he had a dream that in his dream, God was just saying, you know, I'm about to bless you, you know, but it's a few people you got to remove before I give you this blessing,
oh,
you know,
oh,
and that's a lot of times, you know, a lot of times we're blocking our own blessings because we had the wrong people around us. God already knows once He gives this blessing to us, we're you know, I know me, I naturally want to share with the people that have been around from the very beginning, you know, but again, everybody doesn't deserve it. There's so many people that have ulterior motives, and God knows that He hears things that we don't hear. He's heard conversations that we don't hear. He's seen things that we don't see, you know. So sometimes we don't remove ourselves, but God removes those certain people out of our lives, you know.
no doubt about it. He definitely gives us signals and signs. It's like
Yes.
I have a best friend. I always ask myself, why do I always have to call you, and you never called me? To me,
Hmm.
that's God telling me that's not really my friend.
Yeah.
That's what I'm, because I'm a giving person, a caring person, and I am that person that will give my last, and sometimes you want things to be reciprocated, not so much as someone giving you something, but it at least show appreciation.
That's facts. Yeah. I definitely agree.
Yeah, no doubt. So how often do you fly?
I've been flying a lot, but I don't have a set schedule. So it just depends on when they call me. You know, just last week I did a 4-day trip, and a 4-day trip could be I was overnighting in Dallas the whole time, but I was flying like 3 times within a day. So I'm flying from Dallas to Cancun back to Dallas, Dallas to Minneapolis. You know, and it gets tiresome after the flying, you know, so long throughout the day. And then the flights, you know, get delayed. That can bring an even longer day. You know, again, because I don't have a set schedule, I don't know. It's just whatever they need, you know, then I'm there to fill that need.
Yeah, but the most beautiful part about your job is get to
You said what now?
Get to stay in all those luxury hotels.
Yeah, the hotels are nice, but once you're flying like 3 times a day, you are tired. You just want to get in the bed. You just want to eat and get in the bed. Like like
Yes.
depending on how late you're getting in. Now sometimes if we get in like early, like I did, I was supposed to do a quick turn, which is basically in and out. I was supposed to fly into Hawaii at 12:10 and leave back out at 1:10. Well, they ended up changing it to a layover, which I wasn't complaining because I used to live there and I missed it. But that was beautiful because we got in the afternoon and I got to spend the whole entire day and everything. If I'm flying 3 times a day and I'm getting in like at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, I'm tired. I just want to go to bed. That's it.
Yeah, that's a cold part. You say, let's say if you were flying Dubai, you get there at 10
Yeah.
o'clock, you be like, oh, okay, we're leaving at
Yeah. And
2.
see,
That's gotta suck.
yeah, that would, yeah, yeah. Those quick turns, those in and out, going to places like, the Dominican Republic. You telling me I'm just doing a quick turn? I can't get off the plane. Can I at least use the bathroom? Like that, it sucks. It's a big tease. Or, if you're going to these different places, because, um, the time zones, you become extremely tired, so it can wear and tear, So
Now
again,
what
those are the
now, now what would happen if you get off the plane? Let's say you're going to Dubai or something like that. You get off the plane and you miss getting back on the plane. What happened? You get reprimanded or how does that go?
Well, no. So the thing of the matter is, you came with them, so you have to leave with them. So they're not
But I'm
gonna
saying,
leave
what if
without.
you miss the flight? What if you miss the flight? You get off the plane. They allowed you
If
off the
I
plane.
if I miss the flight, I mean, they can call another flight attendant. Yes, I would get in trouble because I'm responsible for working that flight. Yeah, and if I just left the aircraft and nobody knew where I was, yeah, I would definitely get in trouble for that.
No, of course you
Because
don't get. But what I'm saying, if you got left, you just have to wait till the next plane come, right?
oh yes, yes, I would have to wait for the next aircraft. Correct.
And then you're gonna get a write up.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I always wonder about that. If a person missed the plane, if they got off and they have to get back on, so it would be you would get on the next plane that comes there, and you get a write up.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah. Because now you're inconveniencing the passengers. There's a lot of passengers that just, not every passenger has a direct flight. Some passengers have connecting flights. So,
Yeah.
that's going to cause complaints. Now the plane is leaving late. I mean, it's just, now they got to contact another flight attendant, got to wait for the other flight. It's just so many factors, and basically you're inconveniencing the company. So, of course, you're going to get in trouble for that.
How do you like New York?
I love New York. I love New York as in I don't want to live there, but I love to shop there. The culture is beautiful there. I was catching the subway a lot before COVID happened. When COVID happened, I've been taking the Ubers and stuff, but just love the shop. It truly is a city of fashion. I would never, and I never rent a car there because the traffic does not move. But the shopping is great there.
I was looking at a thing in New York. They had an
The
apartment.
shopping and the shopping and the food, it's good there.
Yeah, I was looking at this thing in New York. They had an apartment for 1,200, but it was like the size of a long closet, and you can stretch out. You can stretch out and touch wall to wall. Would you stay at something like that just to be in New York?
Well, I mean, I guess if I really wanted to stay in New York, but I don't want to stay in New York. If I move anywhere, it's gonna be down south, where the weather is warmer, than what it is where I'm at.
So you don't like the cold climates,
That's the negative.
really?
Yes.
Yeah, see, I like colder climates. I do. I always wanted to move to Russia or Alaska, something like that. Cold climates, even New York. I think I would stay in that spot. The 1,200. It's just a long closet. It's a loft, bed. I mean, you put your bed, and I think I would stay there just for the colder climate. See, I like fur coats.
You like fur coats?
Hmm. Most definitely. So, what
I
was your
agree.
favorite?
I like fur coats too. Though. I know Minnesota get pretty cold. You know what I'm saying? Wisconsin get pretty cold.
Yeah,
Uh, you got quite a few. You got quite a few. You know, cities out there. You know what I'm saying? Like states and everything that get to it. You know what I'm saying?
yep, no doubt.
Yeah. Okay,
Man,
so we about to we're gonna wrap it up, you know what I'm saying? And listen, I appreciate you Ms. Long for coming up here, you know what I'm saying, and giving us a full detail about yourself and the career path, you know what I'm saying, and the flight attendant game and things you
You're
experienced, you
welcome.
know, in your time. I wish you the best at whatever you choose to do, and you know what I'm saying, hope life treats you well. Uh
Thank
Clarence
you.
Sims, I appreciate you coming up here, you know. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end this live and I'm gonna start up a new live. So I got other people gonna come on and everything. So Bud, everybody who's in the chat, salute to the chat. Everybody who stopped by, checked in, salute to the chat. I'm gonna start a new show after this one goes off. Like I said, I want to thank you again, Miss Long, and we're gonna keep this up here, and then I'm gonna get it posted to Facebook and everything. You can share, and I'll tag you and everything like that. I really appreciate you coming up.
Okay, thank you so much for having me.
all right,
Mhm.
blessings.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Hey, thank y'all for joining in. Flight Attendant Confession, SendaRoni. Y'all have a great night. Got a new show coming up. The show was a great success, man. I appreciate everybody who stopped by and showed love. Uh, Review it, check it out, hit that like button, like and subscribe. SendaRoni, Miss Nina Long. Guys, be blessed.